Return the slab, or suffer my curse.
What's your offer?
Well, I was flying over land and sea and ear to the ground. Then I came flying here for you to see and hear what I found. Remember the swamp? Remember my song in the swamp when I was like, wham, chicka, wham, wham, chicka, wham, wham.
Yeah, it sucked. Are you even surprised? I'm not gonna beat around the bush with this one. The Little Mermaid 2023 is pretty bad, and I'm not even remotely surprised. Are you? It's just another live-action Disney remake. Therefore, it is shallow, vapid, unnecessary, and lacking any of the soul and heart that the original had. Do I sound bored yet? Well, I should, because I'm getting pretty sick of this. I mean, I've been sick of it since The Lion King 2019, but you get it. And before you all start jumping the gate to rail me over it, no. It is not because Ariel is black. I honestly don't care that she's black. This movie's bad. Ariel being black is like the last reason it's bad. She is a fictional character. It is a fictional movie with magic mermaids and shit. Who cares? At least it's not like that Cleopatra documentary on Netflix that changed an actual historical figure to black. Then we'd have a problem. We all know Disney only changed her race because diversity means profit, and that's automatically good. And anyone who says otherwise is a filthy racist. Honestly, out of all these live-action remakes, when it comes to the identity politics of it, this has easily been the single most annoying one to listen to. On both sides. People couldn't critique this movie fairly without being blindsided on Twitter and being called racist and shit by people who I'm sure had noble intentions standing up for Hailey Bailey, since there are actual racists out there shitting on this movie for shitty reasons. But with that being said, there are people out there, like myself, who just know what this movie's going to be at the end of the day. A live-action Disney remake, which often suck. And those trailers were not doing us any favors. Now, I've seen a lot of black people who are really happy about getting a black Ariel, and it's not like the original is gone all of a sudden. If black people are happy about seeing a black Disney princess and getting that representation, I'm not going to take that away from them. Black people deserve to be seen and represented just as much as white people do. And if people genuinely like this movie and think it's great representation, that is entirely okay. And I'm honestly happy these people feel represented. If there's anything this movie gave us, it's that. Movie still sucks, though. Sorry, but where the fuck do I even begin with this shit? I mean, what's even the point, right? It's the same exact problem with movies like Pinocchio, Aladdin, fucking Lion King. It just goes out of its way to suck out the soul out of the original, leaving behind a cheap carbon copy in its place. The original is such a vibrant, colorful wonderland that completely immerses you in the underwater world. But for some reason, these live-action remakes are like allergic to proper lighting and color for some reason. Sure, it's not Peter Pan and Wendy bad, but there are so many scenes that are just so hard to make out. The grotto, the party on the ship, Ursula's lair, it's all so dark. Why is there no light? Is it really that hard to just do this? See? I fixed it. Didn't take 2 seconds to do. Not that it matters, because from what I could see in this movie, it still looks like shit. I also don't get why these remakes are so hyper-focused on realistic designs like this. It's been 4 years since The Lion King came out. Have you guys just not learned your lesson yet, Disney? Yeah, I get it made money, but I cannot think of a single person who actually thought the animals having zero emotion in their faces was a good thing. Can you tell me what emotion Flounder is having in the scene? Or what about Sebastian? Oh, what, you can't tell? Well, it should be blatantly obvious from the very clear emotional expressions. And Scuttle. Ooh, we will get to you. Hey, remember how fun and sassy Ursula was in the original? Remember body language! Remember how she was super cunning and also a bit petty to the point where she tried to cheat Ariel when she underestimated her? Well, in this version, like with the other live-action remakes, they overcomplicate things by making changes that have both no payoff and don't even make a change in the grand scheme of things. For example, Ursula is now Triton's sister. Yeah, I don't know how that works either. I mean, was Triton and Ursula's dad a merman and their mom, either way, I'm pretty sure I've seen that hentai somewhere. And yet, despite the fact that Ursula is Triton's sister, nobody gives a shit. Like, seriously, no one cares. They bring it up like twice and that's it. Ursula's plan is still the same as it was in the original and it all ends the same way, so why even have this? Hey, remember when Triton discovered the grotto and was understandably pissed off and he destroyed all of Ariel's things? And after that, he did a quick look back, and in that moment, you could can actually see the regret in his eyes. He realizes that he just hurt his daughter pretty badly. Sure, he can be an asshole, but you know it all comes from a genuine love for his daughter. Well, in this version, nope, he just blows up that statue of Eric and then dips out. No room for emotion in a live-action remake, I understand. There's another moment in the end of the movie where Triton decides to give Ariel what she wants. Remember in the original when Ariel gets her legs back and she smiles at her father in gratitude? Well, in this version, we just cut to her back on land. Pfft, fuck being grateful and shit. Just skip that emotional stuff. Skip anything that might present emotion, heart, personality, anything that makes people think that this is a real movie and not just a shallow corporate husk. They removed Chef Lewis from the film, aka the best boy next to Max. Sure, you can argue that was just some filler slapstick, but to that I say nay. Chief Lewis had more personality, charm, heart, and passion in his pinky than this remake has in its entire runtime. Oh, but hey, I'm sure what they replaced him with will actually serve a purpose, right? Oh, wait a minute, no it fucking doesn't! It's a brand new song number about Ariel entering the kingdom for the first time, which is such a pointless addition since Ariel sees the kingdom during a tour with Eric later in the movie anyway. So thanks, movie, you got rid of the best boy for a pointless song that's neither catchy, memorable, or even necessary. Oh, and speaking of the songs, I'm actually kind of impressed with what this movie did. The Little Mermaid, which is renowned for its songs in the live-action remake, only has one good singer. What? Nobody but Haley can sing in this movie. Not a single other person. Sebastian can't sing, Ursula can't sing, even Eric can't sing. Yeah, they gave Eric a song about wanting to find Ariel, as if he didn't want to already, so yeah, definitely needed this. And he can't sing for shit! It actually reminded me of that Forevermore song from Beauty and the Beast, which was also pointless and not to mention also not sung well. And then there's Scott. Oh my fucking god! This is genuinely the single worst Disney song in history. I swear to Christ, it is embarrassingly bad. Awkwafina cannot sing to save her life. The placement for the song is so wrong. It's right before Ariel finds out that Eric is planning to marry somebody and thinks that it's her, which is such a weird place for a 2-minute song. What only took like 30 seconds to convey in the original, it took over 2 minutes here. And hey, at least the original was kind enough not to have a cringe as fuck rap verse from Sebastian and Scuttle. And it definitely doesn't help the fact that it's Awkwafina voicing her. Awkwafina! Yes. The woman whose voice sounds like a literal car crash if it sucked up a helium balloon. This is from the same guy who gave us We Don't Talk About Bruno. What even happened with this song? Whose bright idea was it to give Scuttle a song anyway? You know, Scuttle, the character's whose running gag was that he couldn't fucking sing.
Remember my song and I
Somebody should find that poor animal and put it out of its misery.
Lin-Manuel really just shat this out for a quick paycheck, didn't he? I know this might sound a bit harsh, but I'm serious when I say this. This is his Mary the Mole. Dead ass. And then there's the whole kiss the girl controversy. Yeah, if you want to call it a controversy. Yeah, we got a real baby it's cold outside situation where apparently the original lyrics could be considered offensive. It might not promote consent despite the context of the film. Oh my god, what fucking nun who grew up in the backwaters of Louisiana was offended by Kiss the Girl? Who was demanding that there be changes? It's just dumb. And worse, they actually changed the plot to make it to where their dumb make-believe controversy was actually real the whole time. So Ursula makes it so where Ariel actually forgets she needs to kiss Eric in order to keep her legs. Now when Eric tries to kiss Ariel and she rejects him, now it makes perfect sense. And on top of that, Ariel won't be simping over a man in this version. Now she's a strong, independent woman who doesn't just think about Eric all the time, even though she was never that. She was always a multifaceted character who had way more going on than just liking Eric. From the very beginning, Ariel always had a fascination for the surface world and how humans act. Sure, she liked Eric, but he was just a part of her greater desire to see the surface world. It wasn't even Eric that pushed her to go see Ursula, that was her father's outburst. I mean, she sings Part of Your World before she meets Eric, for crying out loud. Look, I'm not gonna act like Ariel's a flawless character, she's not. She can come off as a bit whiny at times, and I don't think she really undergoes much of an arc in this story. She just kind of wants something and then gets it in the end. I can't really think of a lesson that she learns from her experiences, honestly. But with all that being said, I think Ariel is also one of the most misunderstood characters in all of Disney. Everybody writes her off as a simp who only wanted Eric and nothing else, which just isn't true. And it's something that this movie also misunderstands. It cares so much about trying to make Ariel independent that it just comes off as cheap woke points again. You want to give Ariel more agency or whatever, then fine. She wasn't the best in the original, but can you at least not be so obnoxious with it? Who am I kidding? It's a live action remake. Of course they're gonna do it. Out of all the live action remakes I've seen, this is admittedly one of the better ones. I wouldn't even go as far as to say this movie was awful. It's just more of the same thing we've been getting from these remakes, to the point where it's getting kind of boring, honestly. It's 85% the same movie with some minor changes here and there, made either for woke points or because the writers just fundamentally did not understand why it worked in the original. I won't say it was underwhelming, because to be that, I'd have to have expectations on it. And with this, I did not. Nor do I have them with Snow White, Lilo and Stitch, fucking Moana, not even 10 years later, Hunchback of Notre... Wait, they're remaking Hunchback? Oh, just fuck right off, Disney. Fuck right off! So, was there anything I actually liked in this movie? Oh, God, probably not. The Jodie Benson cameo was actually kind of cute. I like that they did the Dinglehopper joke with her. I thought that was actually kind of nice. The kid who voiced Flounder also voiced Luca, so that was cool. I liked him. I honestly was hoping that the movie would explain why all of Triton's daughters were different races. I thought it'd be because he heard the phrase, "there are plenty of fish in the sea," and just roll with that shit. He just has a bunch of side hoes all over the ocean. I thought that'd be funny. I don't know. I didn't hate this one, except for Scuttlebutt. That shit was cancer. There are definitely far worse live-action remakes from Disney that completely blow this one away. It's just your typical bad and nothing else. To be honest, I'll probably forget about this one by this time next month. Outside of Scuttlebutt, nothing particularly angered me or made me want to die. It just bored me, honestly. Right to the point where I think the direct-to-video sequels are still somehow more insulting. If you liked it, then that's fine. If you're black and you really are happy about seeing Ariel be black and you feel like you're being represented, that's genuinely great. Don't let this white guy tell you your representation doesn't matter just because he didn't like the movie in the end. As long as we can all come together and agree that Scuttlebutt is the worst song to ever come out of Disney since A Guy Like You and Hunchback. True equality.